Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Brings up second and 4 at the 32-yard line.
On second down and 4, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings! Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready? AT again. I got you.
On first down, Walker. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's second and 20. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Everson Griffin able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll take it just outside the 40. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. First and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
First down, here's the run with Cook. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on second and 8. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Cook. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 2nd and 9, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is in.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
Now Walker, off play action. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
We got this.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Complete to Hilton. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Walker rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Now a run with Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They run again on first down. Cook. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 24-yard line. Cousins now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, Haywood!
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well. Because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in your offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can run to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Tavecchio puts this one through. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, "Hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake." Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. On third down, a run by Mack. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. Walker now from the gun. He'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On second down, Cousins again. It's complete to Diggs. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Cousins now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 26. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
Vikings 30, Colts nothing.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
54, Mike, 54, exit.
To throw is Walker on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Come on now, let's go.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Back to throw. Walker. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Ready? 54. Anyway, 54. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Here's Walker throwing on third and long. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. To throw is Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing, Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Walker throwing again on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now Walker off the play fake. He'll buy some time right. Looking for a... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there. Oh, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Walker being chased out left. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10, eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Walker now, going to throw again. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Going to throw deep for the ends. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. Prater for the extra point, and that will get them one closer. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, 33 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. To throw is Walker. Off play action. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Tavecchio to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Vikings 47, Colts 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fair catch made at the 25.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Colts take over first and 10.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. Throwing on first down. Walker. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Walker. Off the play fake. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays.
Stephon Diggs! Touchdown, Vikings! Stephon Diggs, 67 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And that touchdown reception is the fifth for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell. And it's third down. The Colts on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Again, it's Cook.
You ain't going nowhere.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Vikings on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They run. Cook. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Back to you.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Play action now. Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs there to make the grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and if I would kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Line 51, line 51. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Wait on.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Just enough to get the first down there with a 1-yard pickup.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Now Cook. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Let's put him on the buses.
On the carry, it's Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Cousins going deep for Diggs. This is caught inside the 15. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
I got you.
And they will take a knee here.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And they'll indeed take a knee.